Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. I'm your host, Fredo. With me today is my other co-host right here in the building. We got that boy DC. What up, DC?
What's going on, Fredo? What's going on, baby?
Man, not much, baby, man. Right here, week 6, man. Basically almost wrapped up. I know, man. Like, I don't got my homie right here today, man. My homeboy got cut up at work today. But, Jerron, you will be missing this episode. But man, don't worry, man. We got your back, man.
No doubt.
Yeah. DC, no more undefeated teams continue on for the NFL, man. What do you think about that,
That's
man?
right. The Miami Dolphins, 72 Dolphins, can go ahead and pop their little champagne and celebrate because there won't be another undefeated team this year and probably for the foreseeable future, the way the NFL is turning out. But, hey, it's getting good.
Yeah.
It's getting good. We got some Jekyll and Hyde going on out there. Some people that you thought they was this, but they're that. So
Yeah.
we're about to hop into it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. You know, and let's go on and let's talk about this Thursday night football game we got right here, man. I'm talking about the Broncos at the Chiefs right here. DC, man, with this game right here, man, I was kind of surprising that the Chiefs didn't put up more points. They give the Broncos so many opportunities to come back to win it, man. But real quick, let me give you some game leaders for this game. Let's start with the Broncos side of the ball. Russell Wilson, he threw for 22, completed 13 for 95 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Top rusher was Williams for 10 carries for 52 yards. Top receiver was Stun with 4 catches, 46 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now to the Chiefs side of the ball, Mahomes. He threw for 40, completed 30, 306 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Pacheco was your top rusher with 16 carries for 62 yards. Your top receiver was Travis Kelce, man. 9 catches, 124 yards, man. Not bad. To some team stats, total yardage for the Broncos, 197, while the Chiefs had 389. Turnovers, the Broncos had 3, Chiefs had 1. Time of possession, big factor in this game right here, DC. Kansas City had 35 minutes and Broncos had 24. That being said, DC, the Broncos at 1-5 last in the division, and that puts the Chiefs 5-1 in that division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Now, the Chiefs was playing around with them, but this Bronco team, it's trash.
Very.
And it sucks because of how much they're paying their quarterback. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
You can't. Nobody wants that unless you're gonna trade him and still pay at least half of that money.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah.
That's pathetic. Russell Wilson looks very average. I don't know if it's an average because he don't want to deal with Sean Payton and vice versa, but he looks terrible, man. For that kind of money you getting, and that's the performance you put out on a primetime game. Granted, it was against the Chiefs, but hell, the Chiefs didn't really put up that big of a fight. You had chance if you just played some half decent football.
Mm-hmm.
So going forward, I think you're finna see the Broncos. They're finna start dumping.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised. Like you say, Jerry Jeudy, he's probably gone.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton. So they're to the point where now they need to break it all the way down. But their main thing is try to find a suitor for Russell Wilson, which is going to be definitely a difficult task because you just gave Sean Payton like a 6-year deal.
Yep.
And Sean, that ain't the quarterback he wants.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how they get past this, but it's definitely a bump in the road for the Broncos. And it's something that team's going to have to deal with sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. So speaking more about this, man, like we know how much in Denver right now is a firehouse down there. And real quick, did you hear what Steve Smith said towards Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah.
You call him a jag.
Yes.
DC, can you tell what a jag stands? Just another guy.
That's it. Just another guy.
Man.
Jag, yeah.
Bro, that right there, man, I don't know, man. That's that shot's fire right there. But Steve Smith said that he tried to apologize to him during the game, and Jerry Jeudy said, "Don't talk to me." Basically, and
I don't mess with you.
Like I'm trying to keep it clean, but y'all know what to put it in those words.
He called him a ninja and everything.
If you know what ninja means, you know. So yeah. What are your thoughts on that, DC?
He called him a jag, and guess what? He went out there and did. He played like a jag. Okay, it was very something. Didn't contribute.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's a first round pick.
Yep.
And you're just a guy. Okay, yeah, you're gonna catch. I mean, you need to. The company. I mean, the team invested that in you, and that's what you give them back.
Yeah.
You had one decent year last year, but the first 2 years before that, between injuries and lack of production, hey, you were just the guy. And when Steve Smith, he's going to call it like he see it.
Yeah.
And some of these young receivers need to get used to that because you've been coddled a whole lot coming college and everything, but you got some guys that gonna call you out, and ain't no reason to get upset about it. Just go out there and prove them wrong.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You ain't gotta say nothing with your mouth.
Yeah.
Just let the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And if the numbers can't speak for themselves, then hey, maybe Steve Smith is right.
Mm.
He played the position all these years. I mean, he got a right to
Yeah.
comment like that. He done his part. People gonna speak highly about him, but you still got a ways to go. And when he speak on receivers, people gonna listen.
Mm.
So Jerry Judy, get out your feelings and move on, man. Just prove the guy wrong. That's all you can do from this point.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. That being said, DC, like, the next day when I heard that interview, man, I was like really pondering on that subject.
Mhm.
I was like, who's in the right, who's in the wrong? Like,
Mhm.
but it depends on your character and personality. And I feel like I get it, man. Like Steve Smith's an old head, he's gonna call it out, like that's what,
Yeah.
people that have been in the game and all that. But throughout his career, he's always been a talker,
Right.
you know. But I get it though, man. He's very undervalued, very undersized.
Yeah.
Like he's like maybe what, like 5'10",
Yeah.
5'11",
He's a
and
smaller receiver.
for being a receiver in the NFL,
Mhm.
that's very small.
Yeah.
And the fact that he did it in and in out
Right.
with the sorry team, but he put up his
Mhm.
numbers.
Mhm.
No matter who his quarterback was at that time, I think his numbers really reflected a lot once Cam Newton got there.
Yes.
But on this one, I'm kind of taking Steve Smith's side
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, if I had to choose a side, it'd be Steve Smith's side,
You know,
man.
Fredo, it's actually refreshing to have somebody that'll actually come out and say stuff like that. Because a lot of guys, they'll talk about it off camera and behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but for him to come out on national TV or on social media and blast him like that, not necessarily
Yeah.
blast him, but just call him on it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's kind of refreshing. Some of those guys need that. You
Yeah.
just never know what this may do to Judy's career going forward. Somebody
Yeah.
call him out like that, and maybe he needs to look in the mirror and be like, he's right, man. I
Yeah.
might need to step my game up.
Yeah.
I know I'm good, but I'm just not putting the product on the field, so
Yeah.
I need to get back in the lab and work on my craft a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, DC. And I know last episode we talked about here in the podcast
Mhm.
that this could be a fire sale. All right. So the NFL deadline for trading is October 31st this year, which is on a Tuesday.
Mhm.
Do you still think that Jerry Judy is the top candidate that teams
Yes.
are calling for?
Yeah, I heard Green Bay was calling for him.
Really?
It's one of the teams that like 3 or 4 teams that's calling for him. I remember Green Bay being one of them.
Yeah.
And I don't expect him to be there by the trade deadline. They're gonna trade him, and then they'll just move Marvin Mims up, the guy that Sean Payton drafted. That's
Yeah.
one of his guys. That's the deal. Sean Payton wants his people in there.
Mm.
Those are not his people
Yep.
there. So he's gonna do whatever he can and get back as much as he can to start building the team that he sees fit. So it's gonna be a work in progress. It's gonna be at least a minimum of 2-year build
Mm.
because of that anvil they got, which is Russell Wilson's contract.
Yeah.
They got dragging that along. So yeah, they got work to do in Denver.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. You got any more in that game right there, DC?
No, I mean Mahomes and Kelsey to did what they gonna do every game, and
No.
they hadn't been really playing their best
No,
ball, and they still
exactly.
5-1, and that's the scary part,
Yeah.
So, but no, I had nothing else on that Fredo. But Broncos, that they trash right now. They
Yeah.
really are trash.
Absolutely. Like I said, man, I feel like the Chiefs should have put up more points.
Right.
How many opportunities, man? And
Mhm.
so yeah. But I feel like the Chiefs barely got that W.
Yeah.
Barely. All right, man. Let's go to the next game, man. We go talk about your Titans, man. Let's go to the Titans. I'm sorry, the Ravens at the Titans right here. This was a London game right here. This is a home game considered for the Titans right here. Let's go to some game leaders. Oh, I'm sorry. Final score 24-16. The Ravens go on the road, take care of business against the Titans. Let's go to the game leaders. Lamar Jackson, he threw for 30, completed 21, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Top rusher was also Lamar Jackson with 13 carries for 62 yards. The top receiver was Mark Andrews for 4 catches, 69 yards. Now to the Titans side of the ball. Tannehill, he threw for 16, only completed 8 for 76 yards and 1 interception. Top rusher was Henry with 12 carries, 97 yards, and 1 touchdown. Have a day, man. And your top receiver was Spears for 1 catch for 48 yards. 1 catch for 48 yards. All right. Now to some team stats. Baltimore total yardage 360 yards, while the Titans had 233 turnovers. Baltimore had 1, Tennessee had 2. Time of possession Ravens had 35 minutes while the Titans had 24. That being said, DC, that puts the Tennessee Titans last in that division with 2-4, and this puts the Ravens top of the division with 4-2. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Man, I think the Ryan Tannehill thing in Tennessee is done.
Mm,
I think it's a done deal. 50% completion, 78 yards. Hell, Malik Willis came in 4 or 5 for 74 yards.
yeah,
He could have done that. So I think that this injury is going to allow the Titans to, if they want to shop them around, shop them around.
yeah,
I'm expecting to see. We got a bye week, so it's going to be the perfect time.
yeah,
They finna implement Malik Willis, and Levis is finna come in at the backup. And I think at some point you finna start seeing the Titans move players around. And like I told y'all in the offseason, don't be surprised if Derrick Henry is gone
yeah.
before the trade deadline.
Hmm.
And I can't be mad at either side of that because I don't want to pay him the money again, and I don't want to see the man go down the drain like that. I
Yeah,
really like the guy, good player.
yeah,
He's just no good for us now.
yeah,
Not the direction that this team as of Sunday. This team's got to go into rebuild mode,
yeah,
and then I can see it all over. Tannehill holding the ball too long. Get rid of the ball because you had receivers open a couple of times, and you
yeah.
just waited too long, and you end up throwing interceptions, just holding and holding and holding. Get rid of the ball. So I'm ready to see what Malik Willis looks like, and probably by the end of the year you'll see Levis, probably within the last 4 games,
Yeah.
because like I said, it's probably going to spiral out of control unless Malik Willis can pull some kind of miracle off, and I really don't see that happening. Um, I noticed, with Tim Kelly, now they pay you the money to be an OC. Guess what? You got a totally different quarterback coming in there
Hmm.
now. I'm sure his play sheet go from a regular size paper now to a little posting note
Yeah.
with Malik Willis playing quarterback. But you're gonna have to simplify it for him. If you want have any chance to save your job
Yeah.
and some of these other players' job, you're gonna have to simplify it for him. And with this next draft coming up, it's just looking at it, the thing is gonna be loaded with quarterbacks.
Hmm.
So hey, everybody's on notice
Yeah.
at this point. Like I say, with Titans going to be in a fire sale, and on the Ravens, man, still not impressed, Fredo.
No.
That's why I wouldn't pick them to win the division
Mm.
after we seen what Cleveland done yesterday. This any other team, if this wasn't the Titans, the Ravens probably would have lost this game.
Mm.
Like, the kicker had like 6 field goals.
Yeah.
In the NFL,
Yep.
you play a decent team, you ain't winning with 6
No.
field goals,
No.
man. There's some other teams that lead to having the same problem.
Yeah.
These guys were inside the 5 multiple times.
Hmm.
Hats off to that Titans defense, but you got to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
And that's gonna come back to bite them real soon.
Yeah.
But like the new offense with Lamar, I don't know. He's still the leading rusher,
Yeah.
and he has 62 yards. So that tells you what their rushing game is about. Ain't much to it, and they hung their hat on running the ball.
Yeah.
But now they're gonna have some problems going forward, man. They really are, and I don't know who's gonna catch the blame. I don't know if it's gonna be Monken or it's gonna be Lamar, but it's gonna be some problems for the Ravens. But
Yeah.
congrats to them anyway. But
Yeah.
they're gonna have some problems going forward.
Yeah, man. So the Titans, man, did not look good whatsoever.
Nope.
I saw that. Like I don't know if you know what happened, but when the kicker from the Titans was going to sit down the bench, D Hop just got up and
I seen
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I
So,
seen
so,
that.
so what's that about?
That was the kick. I think that was the kick returner. It was a punt right before
Okay.
halftime. It was like 8 seconds to go.
Okay.
He tried to field the punt, and he fumbled it inside the 5-yard line.
No way.
Baltimore got it and kicked the field goal. Right, all they had to do was let the ball bounce. It would have been halftime. But he gave him 3 points right before the half,
Mm.
and then they showed the camera. He went over there and sit by D Hop.
Yeah.
Uh,
And D Hop just looked at him. He's like,
D Hop
man,
looked at him and got up and walked
yeah,
away because he
man.
knew the camera was gonna be over there. Man,
Yeah.
D Hop got up and left.
Man.
Yeah, Kenny Phillips is his last name.
Yeah.
Second-year receiver, man. He knew he messed up. Yeah, them 3 points. Yeah.
Jeez, man, that
Yeah.
sucks, man.
It was terrible, man.
So back to the Titans, man. Like, I know the Titans had many chances
Mhm.
to score touchdowns in this game, man. But like you said, Tannehill, man. Like, I've never been that much of a big fan of him ever since he came out from A&M. Um, I think it's time for a new quarterback to come in, but I also would like to say that Willis is not the answer neither,
Mhm.
man. He looked very, very sloppy up there, and this is his second year being in the NFL. and I still feel like he's not NFL ready,
And
man.
that's why I'm telling you, Levis is gonna come in before the
Yeah,
season's over, once he gets a little bit, well, the playbook,
yeah,
because Willis, this GM we got, that's
yeah,
not his quarterback.
yeah,
He drafted Levis, the new GM,
yeah,
Rand Carthon, he drafted Levis.
yeah,
So that's why I'm feeling about 3 games, only 3 or 4 games, they'll let Willis get it, and then all of a sudden, you're gonna see Will Levis show up towards the end of the year,
yeah,
and that's gonna go on into the next season like that, you
yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that too, man. But the Ravens, man, like right now they're number one in their division,
Mhm.
man. And with Cleveland, that miracle win they got yesterday,
Mhm.
that was pretty surprising as well. But uh, you made a great point, DC. I don't see them really competing with other great teams
Right.
and just winning off of field goals.
Mhm.
They need touchdowns, man. Absolutely, I agree
Yep,
with you on
no
that
doubt.
one. DC, you got anything else in this game, man?
I think that's it, Fredo.
All right, let's go to the next game right here, man. Let's go to the Texans versus the Saints. Final score on this game: the Saints 13, the Texans 20. The Texans win this game right here. Let's go to some game leaders. Let's go to the Saints side of the ball with Carr. He threw for 50, completed 32, 353 yards, one touchdown, but one interception. Kamar was your top rusher with 19 carries, 68 yards. Your top receiver was Olave with 7 catches for 96 yards. And your top, and now to the Texas side of the ball, CJ Stroud. He threw for 27, completed 13, 2 touchdowns, one interception. His first interception of the season, DC. Your top
Mhm.
rusher was Singletary for 12 carries, 58 yards, and your top receiver was Nico Collins for 4 catches, for 80 yards. So some team stats. Um, New Orleans had 430 total yardage, and Houston had 297 and turnovers. The Saints had two. Texans had one. Time of possession. The Saints had 31 minutes, while the Texans had 28. That being said, DC, that puts the Texans at 3-3, third in their division, and that puts the Saints 3-3, third in their division as well. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Man, that was a hell of a game by the Texans, man. I know Stroud, he didn't have his best day, but I wasn't expecting him to have
Yeah,
his best day against that Saints defense. But and of course, there's a lot of Saints fans there, so it's not going to be a typical home game when they
yeah.
play the Saints there because there's a lot of Saints fans right here in
Mm-hmm.
Houston. And it
Mm-hmm.
looked like from the crowd it was almost 50-50, so
Yeah.
that's something most people ain't used to at home anyway. But he finally got that interception out the way.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. Now just go out there and let it go, and the future's bright for the Texans. The defense, they got some dudes, man.
Yeah.
And I was telling people, a lot of people thinking like, man, how the Saints lose to the Texans? And I'm telling them, the Texans are on the come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can believe what you want to believe, but the Mikos got that team uh, moving in the right direction. Once they get the running game put together, and like you said, they're splitting with Singletary, but it seems like maybe Singletary got the offense down a little bit better
Mm.
than Damian. Because
Mm.
like you said last week, he just likes to run over people. But that scheme is you have to be a patient running back. You
Yeah.
have to wait for the holes to develop, and I don't think he's used to that.
Yeah.
Once he figures that part out, that's gonna be a game changer. Takes it
Yeah.
to another level. But he's got a hell of a team. You
Yeah.
got a hell of a squad, Fredo, and y'all should be proud of that in Houston because it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And they just a couple of more pieces. Maybe another receiver or two, maybe one more receiver. We don't know what's going to happen with Nico when it's time for contract, but you got the guy in Tank Dale. Of course, Robert Woods is a little older.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe another receiver, but the defense looks good, man.
Yeah.
Hats off to him. Played a hell of a game. New Orleans Saints, son, y'all got a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, man.
You really do. Thank God for Tampa Bay not winning yesterday because you guys probably would have been in an even deeper hole. They got to figure out their run game too.
Yeah.
They really do on offense. That Carr had big numbers as far as yards, but look how many
Yeah.
times he had to throw it to get
Yeah,
to that
exactly.
point.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they need to go back to the drawing board and figure some things out too. But once again, man, Fredo, congratulations to the Texans, man. They played a hell of a game, man.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. DC, man, thank you for that, man. So, all right, so real quick, man. So the Texans played not their best game yesterday. At least offensively.
Mhm.
Um, South, C.J. Stroud threw his first interception, which I don't know if you saw DC when he threw it.
Mhm.
Nico Collins punched it out,
Mhm.
and they recovered
Mhm.
the interception into a fumble,
Yep.
and that right there became a first down,
Mhm.
and that drive they scored a touchdown.
Yep.
And so yeah, man. So that right there, it's good to see that the Texans are going to the right direction, especially on both sides of the ball and defense. You know, from yesterday, what I saw, defense yesterday stopped Alvin Kamara. He only rushed for 68 yards,
Right.
and like I feel like he also did damage in the receiving part, Kamara, but they shut down on Michael Thomas, man.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
mind you, DC, and we have our second and third stringers on the field right now. Right now
Mhm.
we have Singletary. He's
Yep.
no, I'm sorry, not Singletary, Stingley.
England.
All banged up right now. He's injured, so we didn't have our primary corner out there. And just imagine if we did.
Yep.
And then top of that, like our offensive line yesterday, they allowed 2 sacks, which in 40 games they haven't allowed any sacks.
Mhm.
This is the game. But then again, we knew Saints defense coming in that their front seven is
Yes.
legit.
Yes.
And the fact that they allowed 2 sacks this year, which wasn't that bad because I feel like on one of those sacks, I feel like CJ Stroud hold on to the ball
Yeah.
a little bit further, but he had some great escapes,
Mhm.
from that front four at least. But yeah, man, Texans look really good. D'Amico Ryans, man, look energizing that sidelines, man. He just brings that whole different type of energy to this
Yes.
team, to this organization, to the city, man.
Mhm.
And that's something that we haven't had in a while, man. And I could go back, I could say all the way to maybe we have never had this type of coach with
Yeah.
this much energy.
Right.
Because I feel like, look, I got nothing bad against old coaches,
Mhm.
but the coaches that we had, don't bring character
Yeah.
into this new age of
Mhm.
football,
Right.
And I feel like that's something that people need energy off
Yep.
so they can go off their energy.
Yep. They got
And
that identity when they come in the locker room.
exactly,
Mhm.
man. So you got the coach right there clapping,
Mhm.
jumping with you, high fiving you,
Yep.
and giving off like speeches that motivate you, man. You could tell the energy, man. Like D'Amico is just he's into this coaching staff and he's into this team, man. So that's something that, man, you know what? I'm excited for, man. I can't wait. And most of our team is banged up.
Yeah.
But we still haven't found ways to win games.
That's good. You're right, but it's coming, Fredo.
Yeah.
You can see it. The basis is there.
Yeah.
And when you mention a young coach, when you look across the league, you see places like San Francisco, Miami, and places like that. They have those young coaches. Philadelphia,
Yeah.
that keeps them fired up the whole game.
Yeah.
And some of those older coaches are Belichick's. Those
Yeah.
guys are starting to fade off. But so, like you say, that's a good point, Fredo. We need that young energy in the building for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that being said, now let me go back to the Saints side, man. Like I thought with this offense they got, man, look, you got Kamara, Olave, you got Hill. Hill. I feel like Hill was doing more damage than your stars out there, man. Like so you had Hill, like he was doing Wildcats. He was playing tight end, wide receiver, all that, bro.
Mhm.
But Carr, man, like I don't think that he's not that guy that's gonna take the Saints to the next level. I think he's just gonna hold you. You might get a divisional win out of that. You might, but once
Yep.
you're in there, man, like I think we seen the best days of
Yes.
Carr
Mhm.
in the Raiders uniform, man. I don't think he could do more to help out, man. To be honest with you,
Yeah, they're not in a rebuild mode, but they're in a position where they're going to start sliding out some of the older players
yeah,
if they can. Like maybe Michael Thomas, was based on what the contracts. If you can move him, go ahead and take a chance.
yeah,
Go ahead and let Rashid Saheed come in and just play it, and then
Yeah.
get you another one in the draft.
yeah,
Try to get younger throughout the draft, and some of these older players. If somebody calls and say I want to trade for him,
yeah,
make the move.
yeah,
Because even if you make that move, I mean, the division you in, it really ain't that tough, but you still got a shot.
mm,
You ain't like you in one of these real tough divisions. So even if you do move a guy like Michael Thomas, the team is still good enough to at least win that division.
Yeah.
So it ain't gonna hurt you to move on from some of those veteran players
Yeah.
if somebody wants to give you something for them.
Yeah, but if you're trying to get a quarterback, man,
Yeah.
you know, the whole thing is try not to win as many
It's
games.
tough for them because he just got a new contract. He redid his contract when he got to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So yeah. So as far as quarterback for them, they're between a rock and a hard spot as far as getting a newer, younger one.
Mm.
Yeah. So he got like a 4-year deal unless they find somebody who wants to take him.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, good luck with that. Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, DC, you got anything else more on that game right
I
there?
think that's it, Fredo.
Okay. Let's go on to the next game right here, man. We have the Commanders at the Falcons. Final score 24-16. Commanders won this game right here on the road. And I wish that the Texans would have had this Falcon team to play against. Let's go to some game leaders real quick. Let's start off with the Commanders side of the ball. Harwell, he threw for 23, completed 14, 151 yards, 3 touchdowns. Man, have a day. Top rusher was Robinson with 10 carries for 31 yards. And your top receiver was McLaren for 6 catches, 81 yards. Now to the Falcons side of the ball. Ritter, he threw for 47, completed 28, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Your top rusher was Algier for 13 carries, 51 yards. And your top receiver was Drake London with 9 catches, 125 yards, man. Have a day, man. Yeah. And your team stats, total yardage, the Commanders had 193 DC, 193. Okay, the Falcons had 402 turnovers. Commanders had 0. Falcons had 3. Time of possession: Falcons had 36 minutes, while the Commanders had 23. That being said, that puts Atlanta at 3-3, second in their division, and this puts the Commanders at 3-3. Third in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
My goodness. Desmond Ritter, he was out there like he was colorblind, man.
Yep.
He's just, it's like he just closed his eyes and throwing it out there. And I can't believe they should have benched him. Go ahead and bring in Tyler Heineke. You paid him good backup money. Hey, go ahead and see what he got. Because it's starting to look like Ritter may not be your guy in the future. And and if he's not, then you're getting ready to move on from him because that was pitiful. And that's what lost the game. The turnovers lost it for him. Washington didn't do anything spectacular.
Nope.
They still looked very weak yesterday. The defense stepped up on a couple of sacks, but other than that, the defense Washington looks terrible. And they just happened to catch another terrible Atlanta team for some reason. And Bijan splitting the carries with Tyler Algier. This was the problem I had when they drafted him. You know, that's the problem when they drafted him.
Yeah, you said that.
You draft that guy, that's his backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Don't draft him if you're going to do this because you already had a 1,000-yard rusher. But now some of these guys, they need to get in the rhythm. They don't like this in and out, in and out. If you're going to let him play running back, let the man play running back.
Yeah.
You know, at least give him 2 or 3 series and then bring Algier in. But don't be doing this back and forth stuff like that. And because you know he's legit. But Arthur Smith, he don't notice. I'm telling you right now, he's going to be on notice, especially if Ritter comes out and does this again this coming up week. It's going to be some phone calls being made, and some changes going to probably be made here soon.
So is this Arthur Smith's second season with the Falcons or third?
Maybe it's third.
Third?
I think it's his third, yes.
Yeah.
It's his third.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure he had the sign up for a 5-year deal.
Right.
Which, you know, owners don't really care about about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so DC, so how many games will it take for the Falcons to release the head coach?
If they don't at least win, I say 8 games, he gone.
Yeah.
He must win another 5 games. Must. That don't sound like much. But
it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And he must do it. They're 3-3 right now. He's gonna have to at least get to 8 wins, maybe 9. He may have to go above 500 to keep his job. Because there's people looking at the GM and owner, hey man, you got a talented team. This offense he running, it ain't suited for the players that you got on the field. You need to go get you one of the Ben Johnson type, somebody who can come in and open this thing up because you got the players. Only thing you missing is the coaching. So that's another thing. Everybody can see this going on. So Arthur Blank gonna have to come in and make the decision. And I don't think he's coming back next year. I think Arthur Smith is out. He'll be OC somewhere else.
Yeah, okay. All right, man. Whoa. All right, what about the Commanders side of the ball? So what you think about that, man?
Man, they still, I mean, 151 yards passing for Sam Howell. Man, I don't know if he was hurt or what, but I don't know. I don't even know if he had a catch yesterday. I
Uh,
don't know what's going on with this offense in Washington, but they playing like that in that division, they ain't got a chance. They ain't have a chance either, and they may have to figure out their quarterback situation. You know how they came in the game throwing the ball more than anybody,
yeah,
but a lot of that was game script. You get
yeah,
behind, you got to throw it,
yeah,
so you can't hold on to a lead, or you get in a hole real early. So Commander, I don't see them doing much. For the season start, I thought they had a chance to get that last wild card spot,
yeah.
but from the way things looking right now, that's gonna be a
Uh,
struggle. It's
yeah,
gonna be a struggle, and I don't know how it's gonna go down, Fredo. If they decide to get rid of Ron Rivera, I don't know what that means for Eric Bieniemy.
yeah.
I don't know if they just say, "Okay, you step up into the head coach position and bring in somebody else to help you with the play calling," or if they just clean the whole slate.
Yeah.
Like we said last week, they got brand new ownership.
Mhm.
That ownership didn't bring in not one person on this staff.
Nope.
So there's no loyalty, not one person on this staff.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see what that's gonna be like for Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, I like what you said last episode, DC, that you think that Juan Rivera and his
Mhm.
coaching staff will not be there
Right.
coming up for next season, and
Mhm.
I agree with you, man, because um, they could be up by 500,
Oh yeah.
and the ownership is gonna let them go, and
Mhm.
they want to bring in their own guys, and
Mhm.
they're on top of coach with different something different. They have no loyalty to them. I agree with you on that one,
Yeah.
man. DC, you got anything else on the Commanders and Falcons?
I mean, no, don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Commander's ownership is already behind the scenes,
Oh,
putting the coaching staff
yeah,
together, running ideas through each other's head of who they would like to come in. One of these young offensive coordinators,
yeah,
and don't be surprised if your offensive coordinators might be on the short list. You're Slowick and the
mm,
Lions offensive coordinator Ben
yeah,
Johnson. Don't be surprised if those guys are on the short list,
yeah,
Fredo.
yeah. Well, I just hope that like knowing that the situation you go if you go with the Commanders to any offensive coordinator or defense,
Mhm.
that you're going to a team that is going to take time to
Yeah.
rebuild. Maybe I see that team being up 3 years, maybe.
Right.
Probably like that, and that's like if the turnaround's that slow, it might
Right.
take up 3 years. If you're lucky, man, you can turn that team around within two.
And it's tough but they got the Eagles and the Cowboys in their division, so that's what's going to make it tough.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you got you don't have one juggernaut in that division. You have two.
Right.
So we'll see what's up. All right, DC. Let's move on to the next game, man. We had the Vikings at the Bears. Final score 19-13. Vikings go to Chicago and take care of business over there, man. Game leaders, real quick. Kirk Cousins. He threw for 31, completed 21, 181 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions, man. Have a good day, man. Top rusher was Madison with 18 carries, 44 yards, and your top receiver was Hickerson for 6 catches for 50 yards. Now to the Bears side of the ball. I'm guessing that old boy got hurt.
Yes. Fields.
Yeah, Fields, he got hurt in this game, and his backup quarterback had to come in. Bidget
Mm.
for he threw for 14, completed 10, 83 yards, one interception. And your top rusher was Foreman for 15 carries, 65 yards. So Montgomery got hurt, right?
Yeah, he didn't play.
Yeah.
I mean, Khalil Herbert got hurt.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
Khalil Herbert. I'm
And
sorry, yeah.
Roshan Johnson didn't suit up. He had concussion.
Ooh, all right. And your top receiver was DJ Moore
Hmm.
for 5 catches, 51 yards. So team stats, total yardage. Vikings had 220, while Chicago had 275 turnovers. The Vikings had one, Chicago had three. Time possession, Vikings were 24 minutes, and the Bears were 35.
Mhm.
That being said, DC, that puts the Bears at 1-5, last in the division, and that puts the Vikings at 2-4, third in that division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh man, if Fields wouldn't have got hurt, we talk real bad about the Vikings today
Yeah,
because they would have lost. That's pitiful. I know Justin Jefferson is good. She played the Bears, one of the worst defenses in all of football, and that's all you put up, Kirk Cousins, in that offense, that putrid offense. The running game is still terrible. They got Akers. They definitely got to fix that going forward. But that's another team that's going nowhere. And I don't be surprised if Justin Jefferson just say, "The hell with it. I ain't coming back this year."
Mm,
I mean, we won't be playing for much anyway. There's no reason for me to come back.
yeah,
I'll just wait, see in the offseason who you guys bring in a quarterback, and we'll sign my new deal, and we'll move on from there. But I really don't want to be a part of this Kirk Cousins thing. And I heard teams may be inquiring about Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins not interested in playing for anyone else. So put his butt on the free market next year when the season's over and see what he can get from that
yeah,
point. But his time in Minnesota should be done.
yeah,
It's done. Just go. You got to get your new regime. You got your young receiver. It's going to be the face of the program.
yeah,
Put him out there. Go find him a young quarterback and let him roll with it.
yeah.
Yeah. And on the Bears side, ugh, they just Fields went down. I don't know how bad his hand injury is, but of course, if he doesn't, if it's a long term injury, the Bears
Yeah,
they probably gonna end up moving on from Fields if he misses too many games. Not just because of the injuries, but because of the position they're gonna be in
yeah,
draft. Like I say, they're gonna have a top 3 pick with themselves, and they get Carolina's pick,
yeah,
and they ain't won a game.
yeah.
So it's maybe Fields last year in
Jeez.
Minnesota. If he had to sit out too long, if this
Yeah,
requires surgery and a season ending, because I think it's on his throwing hand.
yeah.
So that's gonna be a problem for him going forward.
So I'm sorry, the Bears have right here 2 first round picks this year,
Huh.
and the way they're going, man, they might have the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
If I was them, and this is Phil's 3rd year,
Mhm.
and you haven't seen a progression even spike,
Mhm.
I think it's time for you to make the call and maybe move on from Fields, man. And to the Vikings side of the ball, man, you have a young core of a
Mhm.
wide receiver, and you got a good tight end. I want to say top 10 tight end in the league.
Mhm.
And your offense is only putting 19 points to a terrible
Mhm.
defensive team in the Bears, man. But I get it; it's a
Yeah.
divisional game, man. So I might give them the slide on this one. But
Mhm.
you only won by 6 points,
Right. Right.
1 touchdown away, man. Sheesh, they
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
won the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
Fredo with Fields, if he's not hurt too bad and he comes back and plays well next week, I'm trading him then. I'm before the deadline this year, the 31st, that's the deadline. If I can get somebody to take him before the 31st, I may just go ahead and move on
damn,
from him before the trade deadline,
what's the
man.
cost for Fields?
If I'm the Bears, if somebody calls and wants to give me a 3rd round,
I was thinking the same
I'm
thing.
taking.
I was thinking the
I'm
same
taking
thing.
that 3rd round and we going on next year because we 1-5 now. I mean, we ain't playing for nothing.
Nope.
We don't have a chance.
Nope.
That's the way, because the way that we spent all this money on this defense and they still trash, and our offense is not good either. So I'm moving on from Fields now. I'm stacking more draft picks.
Yeah.
So next year when you see me, I'm gonna have top receiver and quarterback coming out of college,
Yep.
and then we're gonna go from there and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Mhm.
I completely agree with you on that one, DC. You got anything else with the Vikings and Bears?
No, that's two trash teams.
That's trash.
Trash, boy. Woo.
Gotcha. All right, man. Let's go on. Let's go talk about some other teams right here. Another game. We have the Seahawks at the Bengals. Final score 13-17. Bengals take care of business at home. Real quick, let's go to some game leaders and let's start off the Seahawks side of the ball. Smith, he threw for 41, completed 27, 323 yards with 2 interceptions. The top rusher was Walker with 19 carries, 62 yards, and 1 touchdown. Top receiver was Lockett for 6 catches, 94 yards. Now to the Bengals side of the ball, Burrow, he threw for 35, completed 24, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 interception. Your top rusher was Mixon with 12 carries, 38 yards. And your top receiver was Chase with 6 catches, 80 yards. That being said, let's go to some team stats. Total yardage, the Seahawks had 381, while the Bengals had 214 turnovers. The Seahawks had 2, Bengals had 1. Time of possession, Seahawks with 34 minutes and the Bengals with 26. That being said, DC, the Cincinnati Bengals are now at 3-3, last in their division, and this puts the Seahawks 3-2, second in that division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
This game didn't turn out nothing the way I thought it
Nothing.
would. I thought there was going to be a lot of points scored in this game, and
Talk
it was
about
very
a
meh.
weak.
Geno Smith looked like he forgot how to play football. I know he's got 323 yards passing, but those interceptions he thrown, my goodness, that was very elementary. The way throwing it to the wrong guy. And and with the Bengals, Joe Burrow, man, 185 or whatever he was,
Yeah,
they put
185.
up.
Yep.
That's it. You got to do better than that. And the running game, only 40-some yards for the Bengals.
Yeah.
These guys have got they got a ways to go.
Yeah.
They got a couple of wins, and they good wins because they were ugly wins, and they still came out victorious. But they got some work to do too. Joe Burrow, I hope he's okay, man. I hope
Yeah.
he's okay because I was expecting a lot. I know Seattle's got a decent defense, pretty good defense,
Yeah.
man, but man, I was expecting a lot more from Cincinnati with this, and they got to find a way to get Joe Mixon more involved to make this a more balanced team for sure.
Yeah. So what about in the Seahawks side of the ball?
Geno, take the ball out of Geno's hand. Let the young running back Walker to get a guy 20, 25 carries a game, man. Whatever it takes, get the ball out of Geno's hand. I know you got some great receivers, but let the game come to that.
Yeah.
Don't just jump out there and start throwing the ball around like that, man. It's just like I just said about them, have a more balanced attack because you got weapons.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
just got to know how to use them and put them in the right position as far as the play call and situational football.
Yeah.
But yeah, Geno, he could have been a lot better than that, man. He did not look good at all yesterday.
Yeah. So on this one right here, DC, I picked the Seahawks to win this game.
I did too.
Just because, and I picked a lot of teams to win, and almost I want to say more than half of them disappointed me, man.
We're on the same team, man. Yep.
So the Seahawks right here, disappointing performance. We knew that the Bengals had issues already when the beginning of the season, since training camp, since Burrow got hurt from his knee, and the Bengals have not performed as we expected. Maybe a session, maybe one game last week, but yeah, man, it was an ugly win for the Bengals, but still a win.
Right.
But it wasn't as advertised we thought it was going to be. I thought this right here was going to be over 50 points combined in this game, and we didn't even get that, man. We barely got over 30. So it's pretty disappointing when you see two teams like this, especially with the players that got in their teams from both sides of the ball. Especially the Seahawks, man. You got Lockett, you got McCaffrey. I'm sorry. What
you talking about? You got Lockett, DK Metcalf.
Metcalf. I'm sorry. Yeah, Metcalf.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. And then also you got two studs of running backs back there.
Yep.
And this is what you give us. And Geno Smith throwing 2 interceptions. Yeah, that's not pretty, man.
Yep, not at all.
So yeah, man. So I agree with you what you said. Very elementary.
Yes.
Yeah, man. All right, you got anything more else on this game right here, DC?
No, just Bengals got some work to do.
Yeah, they do, man. And also the Seahawks, man.
Yeah.
Because in that division, man, you better come with it, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
And speaking their division, man, let's go to the 49ers game and Browns right here. Hold on, give me a second. All right. We have the 49ers going to Cleveland. Final score 17-19. Cleveland with the upset with the W right here, DC. 17-19. Let's go to some game leaders real quick. Purdy, he threw for 125 yards. He threw for 27, completed 12, 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Top rusher was McCaffrey with 11 carries and 43 yards. Mind you, he got hurt in this game. Your top receiver was Ayuk. Well, 4 catches, 76 yards. Now to the Browns side of the ball. Deshaun Watson did not play, so his backup played the whole game. Walker, PJ Walker, he threw for 34, completed 18, 192 yards, 2 interceptions. Your top rusher was Ford with 17 carries, 84 yards. And your top receiver was Cooper for 4 catches, 108 yards. To some team stats, San Francisco total yardage 215, while the Browns had 334 turnovers. 49ers had 1, Browns had 2. Time possession, the Browns had 33 minutes, while the 49ers had 26. That being said, DC, that puts the Browns at 3-2, third in that division, and this still puts San Francisco 5-1, not undefeated anymore. Still number 1 in that division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Fredo, when I seen this game on the slate this week, I had zero intentions of watching this game.
Yeah.
And then they said Deshaun Watson ain't playing. I had -5
Yeah.
intentions of watching
Yeah.
this game. But I'm watching football, and I'm watching the bottom of the screen and the scores. What? Cleveland still hanging around with winning? What? So every now and then I'd flip on that and turn. It was the penalty says it all. A lot of penalties.
Yeah.
Uh,
Questionable penalties.
yes.
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 Yeah.
yes. And they lost to the Houston Roughnecks. P.J. Walker turned the ball over twice with that 49ers defense. But, Brock Purdy, life without, McCaffrey and Debo,
Yep.
it can be very difficult.
There you go.
Once you take those luxury toys away,
Yep.
now you see what the real quarterback. I cannot believe it, Fredo. This Cleveland team pulled this off. And, of course, they missed the field goal at the end.
Yeah.
But, hey, shout out to the Cleveland Browns. You won with your backup quarterback to the best team in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? To the team that everybody says the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you pulled it off with a backup quarterback. Hey, that's a huge win. That's going to be a huge confidence builder going forward.
Yeah.
I don't know when Watson's planning on coming back or how banged up his shoulder really is, but that right there gave a nice shock to the locker room as far as that team being able to compete going forward. Now, not with P.J. Walker, but once Deshaun Watson gets healthy, hey, the sky may be the limit for the Browns, man.
Yeah.
There's going to be real confident in that locker room when Watson comes back and starts playing.
So, very, very unexpected win right here, man.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to this game to even been close. The whole game was close, DC. It's not like a comeback, man.
Right.
Like there was a lot of mistaken penalty calls in this one, especially that last drive, man. It was like they wanted the Browns to win this game, man. But the 49ers should not let the Browns even been close to this game.
There you go.
So I can't knock them for that, man. So, hey, man, Cleveland, great win today, man. Y'all deserve it, man. Like it's like they won the Super Bowl yesterday, man, over there at that stadium, man. They were rocking, man. But 49ers, man, what you said, DC, once you got McCaffrey out and then, Debo Smith, Samuel as well, got hurt in first half?
Yeah.
Bro, it like that right there just took out all the energy for the Niners. And Brock Purdy, man, 125 yards, man, and one interception, one touchdown though. But yeah, that did not look good, man. But that was a game I did not expect, DC.
Right, and I know the Browns defense it's legit.
Yeah,
but I know that offense they was playing with legit also.
Yeah,
and I expected a lot of 3-and-outs from Cleveland, and I just figured the defense would get worn out, but. Some kind of way, Cleveland was sustaining drives. And I guess that was the big difference in the game. Because I figured just be 3-and-out. But Cleveland figured out a way to move the ball. A couple of injuries on the 49ers side, which they need to hope that those guys not out too long.
Yeah.
You don't want no major injuries this time of year when you got the momentum that you already had going. So, but once again, good win for the Browns.
Yeah.
Let's see where this goes. We know they're in a division with two teams we just talked about that's been lackluster. The Ravens and the Bengals.
Yeah.
So they got a chance to take this division by the horns, man, and run it if Pittsburgh don't step up.
Yeah. All right, man, you got anything else in that game?
No.
All right, let's go to our next game. We have the Panthers at the Dolphins. Final score, 21-42. Game leaders. Let's start off the Panthers side of the ball. Bryce Young, he threw for 38, completed 23, 217 yards, and one touchdown. Top rusher was Hubbard.
Yep.
Hubbard for 19 carries, 88 yards, and one touchdown. And your top receiver was Thielen with 11 catches, 115 yards, and one touchdown. Man, half a day. Now let's go to the Dolphins side of the ball. Tua, he threw for 31, completed 21 with 262 yards and 3 touchdowns. Have a day, man. Your top running back from the Dolphins was Morstead, 17 carries, 115 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Man, have a day. Top receiver was Hill, 6 catches, 163 yards, and 1 touchdown. Basically, everybody from the Dolphins have a day, man. That being said, let's go to some team stats. The Panthers, 296 yards total while Miami had 424 turnovers. Miami had one, Panthers had zero. Time of possession, Miami were 29 minutes while the Panthers had 30.
Mhm.
That being said, that puts Miami still number one in their division for 5-1, and this puts Panthers last in their division 0-6. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Before I get started, yeah, this was a team that called for Jerry Jeudy also, the Carolina Panthers. They called Broncos about it because they want a young receiver for Bryce Young. But with that being said, Fredo,
Steve Smith's gonna say, "Hell no."
That's exactly what he gonna say. Man, Fredo, I'm one of these games, just like the last one. I had no intention of watching this game,
Yeah,
but it peaked, and I looked at the screen, and the Carolina Panthers were winning 14-0. I was like, "What happened? Did Tua get hurt, or what's going on?"
yeah.
Then I turned it on over there. And next thing you know, it was a track meet. It was just a blowout, man. And the Dolphins are so good, man. I know they lost to Buffalo, but man, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to defend these guys,
Yeah.
man. And Devon Achane, he's out. When he comes back, it's gonna be even harder, man. I can't think of a defense, Fredo, that's gonna be able to stop these guys going forward. It's gonna be very, very tough because they're good on every level
Yeah.
as far as speed wise with two receivers, and then they'll have the two-headed running back come back. But I'm expecting to see the Miami just keep on pushing. In Carolina, I don't know what they're gonna do. They don't have a first rounder next year. At some point, they may have to just bench Bryce Young, man, because he is getting beat up.
Yeah.
Another 4 more sacks yesterday.
Yeah.
He's not looking that good. You know, maybe he's one of those guys that good in college, but maybe it would help him to sit and watch a little more.
Yeah.
At least till that line gets better.
Yeah.
Because you spent that kind of capital on him. You don't want to be, gun shy in the beginning of his career like Carr was when the Texans, when they first drafted. He just got beat up so much, man.
Yeah.
And I think it messed with some of these guys' psyche. So at some point, I think you may just sit him down. I mean, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't want to damage the kid, man. So, but not much there, Fredo. Not much at all. What do you think about it?
So, all right. So, well, let me start off with the Carolina real fast. Like you said, in the first quarter, it was 14-0.
Yeah.
Carolina was up. I was like, oh no, man, is this gonna be like an upset week for the whole, the best teams in the NFL? But bro, get this, man. The Miami put 3 touchdowns in the second quarter, and then they put 3 more in the second half. This is that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
42 points in 3 quarters.
Yep.
42 points in 3 quarters of football. And my God, man, like the Dolphins, man, just where you gonna stop them at? The running game, the passing game. I was like, good luck. You stop one, you go get the other one. Shout out to Miami, bro. Like I know last week they lost. Well, it was last week, right?
Maybe 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
They lost to Buffalo.
Yeah, they lost to Buffalo. But then again, divisional game, man. Like those teams play you twice a year, man. So divisional games, you can't predict those rarely,
Right.
And so yeah, man. Shout out to Miami, man. The Dolphins out there, but the Panthers, man. It's time for you to take care of your quarterback. If not, you're gonna damage this young man, and you might just have to start with the offensive line. And once the offensive line is fixed, give him some better receivers, man.
Yeah. Man, and shout
Immediately,
out,
man.
and shout out to Adam Thielen, man.
Yeah.
I know the Vikings wish they still had him right about now. Now that Justin Jefferson's out. Another big game. He's had several back-to-back big games.
Yeah.
And hats off to him. And I think what's helping him is they moved him into the slot. He used to play outside, but a lot of these older receivers, man, they get them. People think they're washed up, and they just move them into a slot position, and they'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
So hats off to him, man.
Not as much going deep anymore.
Right.
Just give me 10, 15 yards, man. Yeah, and just be open.
That's it.
Get separation. DC, but you got anything on this game?
No.
All right, man. Let's go to the next game right here. We have the Colts at the Jaguars right here. Not in London, in Jacksonville, Florida. Final score 20-37. Jaguars win this game right here. Real quick, let's go to some game leaders. Let's start off with the Colts side of the ball. Minshew, he threw for 55, completed 33 329 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions. Your top rusher was Moss, was 7 carries with 21 yards and 1 touchdown. Top receiver was Pittman with 9 catches, 109 yards. Not bad, not bad. Now to the Jaguar side of the ball. Lawrence, he threw for 30, completed 20, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 interception. Your top rusher was Ethan with 18 carries, 55 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And your top receiver was Kurt with 3 catches, 49 yards, and 1 touchdown. That being said, let's go to some team stats. The Colts total yardage, 354 yards, while the Jacksonville Jaguars had 233. The Colts had 4 turnovers, while the Jaguars had 1. That being said, time of possession, the Colts with 31 minutes and the Jaguars with 28. Let's go to the standings now. That puts the Colts at 3-3, second in that division, and that puts the Jaguars 4-2, first in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh man, Indianapolis, did you even want to show up? And Gardner Minshew, the 3 turnovers, put your team in a bad spot, man, from the jump. Jacksonville, man, Trevor Lawrence. Thank God for ETN, but they don't look very explosive like I thought they would.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I gotta be honest with you, Fredo. Texas might win the division.
Really?
They already got 1 win on Jacksonville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and Jacksonville done swept Indianapolis already this year.
And the Colts have already beat us already.
Right.
Yeah.
So, man, if Jacksonville don't get their stuff together, get that offense moving along, the Texans got a chance.
Yeah.
But with that being, because Trevor Lawrence, he ain't been nothing spectacular at all like I thought he would be. So, and if I'm them, I'm holding off on the contract until I see more or better. You know, it's crazy to say I'm the top overall pick, and you thought he was going to be the wonder bar, but he is not looking like that at all.
No.
So, and the coach gifted it to him. So, thank God, like I say, for ETN, they pulled off a win, like one of those games where any other team probably would have beat them.
Yeah.
But, you know, the turnovers gave him the victory in this one. So, Colts, man, you got to figure out who you want your running back to be.
Yeah.
You know, you just paid Taylor, and the other cat's still running out there. So, Zach Moss, you guys got to figure all this stuff out. And if your quarterback is out for the year, man, I always thought Gardner Minshew was a serviceable backup.
Yeah.
But this right here, man, this was ridiculous. You look at the yards, you think, man, he had a decent game. But then you go over there, and he turned it over 3 times. And I seen him on the sideline. He's pointing to myself, my bad. How many times can it be my bad?
Yeah.
Okay. Before the locker room turns on you. Good game for Michael Pittman, man. Good game for him, man. He young receiver coming up. He's going to get his money here eventually. But, like I say, Jacksonville won. They had a lot of luck on their side. I don't think the defense is that good. But they got to get their stuff together, too, if they're going to be the team that most people said that was going to win this division, because they definitely not looking like a division winning team. Right now, the Texans look like the best team in the division just from watching.
Yeah.
Because I know when they do play again, that the Texas defense is going to be even better. So they're going to have to bump their offensive game up.
Yeah.
You know, Texans get the bye this weekend, they get some stuff together. But, yeah, like I say, not much more here on this. What you think, Fredo?
All right, you know what? Like I always say, man, the divisional games, man, those could always be a toss-up, you know. But on this game right here, I want to say I picked the Colts to win this one.
I did too.
And
Yeah.
and the Colts disappointed me.
Yep.
Foolish of me of thinking about that, man. There's a reason why Minshew, he's not with the Jaguars anymore over Philly. It just, you know, his consistency is not there, man. He might give you 2 to 3 games, but a season long, no. He's not dependable. 3 interceptions, unacceptable. He threw for 55 times, only completed 33. You know, so the basically the other 20 plus were very questionable throws, and you know, like, I'm sorry, man. Just the Colts, man, are just not being consistent right now.
Yep.
But they do have, you know, like, I feel like they do have hope.
Right.
You know, so I'll give them that. Now to the Jaguars, man. Lawrence, like you said, man, like he's not that quarterback that we
Mhm.
thought he was going to be coming out of college. In college, they called him, he was going to be that unique quarterback,
Uh-huh.
that mobile and he will kill you with the arm, and it through the air, through the ground, whatever.
Mhm.
But he just been another Jag,
Right.
you know.
Yep. Exactly.
So really, man, like it just and they have talent in the offensive
Yeah.
side, man. You got Kurt and you got old boy, what's the old boy's name? From
Oh, the one they got from Atlanta.
yeah,
Yeah, Ridley.
really.
Yeah.
And and you mean to tell me that really didn't have more yardage than Kirk Cousins? I mean, I'm sorry, not Kurt.
Nope.
50 yards? Well, 49?
Yep.
Come
Ridley had
on,
30. There's no, the number one receiver. There's no way he should be sitting on 30 yards. You know.
if it wasn't for the rushing attack, but then again, your top rusher only had 55 yards
Yeah.
with 2 touchdowns. I mean,
Yeah.
sheesh.
And it's the like I say, Minshew, we gave it to him. The
Yeah.
turnovers
Yeah.
and short fields.
No.
You know.
I don't know. It's ugly, man. But hey, man. But I'm hopeful, man. Like right now, DC. So you're saying that the Texans have the better team on both sides of the ball
It's looking like
on,
that.
on our division?
Unless Trevor Lawrence steps up. I think the receivers are more talented in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Quarterback, I think he's more talented, but he ain't just really showed that yet.
Yeah.
So just from the eye test, I think they're more talented, but they got to show it on the field, man.
And you know what? And like I get it, man. Like I know that experts have to pick a a dominant player from each division.
Right.
And I remember when I said this to your DC. I don't know if you remember this. The Jaguars will be the Jaguars for me. To me, is the Texans always have their number,
Right.
and that's why I don't like I don't give praise to the Jaguars as much. Even though as we see their rosters very stacked up, but yet, man, they haven't done anything to wow you, that wow effect.
Yep.
But
You're
yeah.
right.
All right, DC, you got anything else with this game, man?
No, I guess the Texans are tied. I guess with third with the Colts.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the Colts got the tiebreaker so
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
Okay.
So far, yeah.
y'all be okay.
So right now we're tied up for second place, but
Okay.
since they won the game, that
That
makes
gives
them
them-
officially
okay.
second place right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next game right here. We have the Patriots at the Raiders. Final score 17-21. Another game that I picked the Patriots to win. Disappointed me. So that being said, let's go to some game leaders. Jones, he threw for 33, completed 24, 200 yards even, one interception. Top rusher was Stevenson with 10 carries, 46 yards, and one touchdown. And top receiver was Bruno with 10 catches, 89 yards.
Kendrick Bourne. Yep.
Bourne, I'm sorry,
Uh-huh.
Brown. And then now to the Raiders side of the ball. Garoppolo, he threw for 22, completed 14, 162 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Top rusher was Josh Jacobs with 25 carries for 77 yards. And your top receiver was Michael Myers. I always like to say that name. 5 catches, 75 yards. Now to some team stats. The Patriots had 259 yards total yardage, and while the Raiders had 348, both teams had one turnover each, and time possession, Patriots had 27 minutes, while the Raiders had 32. That being said, that put the Raiders at 3-3, second in their division, and that puts the Patriots at 1-5, last in their division. DC, what do you expect from this unexpected game?
Oh my God! It looks like the Patriots had a plan when they come in, and that was to stop Devontae Adams, and that's all they did.
Yep.
And that's all they. And Josh McDaniels probably saved his job for a little bit longer anyway.
Mm.
Man, New England Patriots, I'm waiting on it. It's got to. Any day that you got to hear something come out this locker room.
Yeah.
It's got to implode, man. It just looks bad, really, really bad, man. Coming from an organization that's been successful all those years and just to fall off a cliff. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with Mac Jones. Look like I don't know if it's the offense or he just ain't yet.
Yeah.
But they are in trouble. 1-5. Way it's looking, they may not win but 3 games probably because they can't. They got to play Buffalo, Miami, and of course, the Jets,
Yeah.
which they seem to be getting their stuff together.
Yeah.
So they may win. They may win maybe 3 or 4 games the whole year.
Yeah.
And at the end of the year, you look up and you see the Patriots only won 4 games. You're like, wow, that's gonna be a major problem. They're gonna have to
Yeah.
do some overhauling because they ain't got no skill player. They don't. They brought in Zeke. I know he scored a touchdown. Please get rid of that. Please, you got rid of Ramondre Stevens. You
Mhm.
got a young back. He can handle all 3 downs and just put the rock in his hands and go run the
Yeah.
ball. Take it out of Mac Jones and let Ramondre take you where you need to be. And don't depend on anything from Mac Jones except for when he's in a situation where he has to throw the ball.
Yeah.
But the Patriots are in trouble. Good win for the Vikings. They needed that to
Yeah, it
stay
is.
half-ass competitive anyway at 3-3.
Yeah.
So yeah, good win for the Raiders.
All right. So real quick, man. So all right. To me, the Patriots, that one dynasty they had is over. It is over. I'm talking about from management to coaching to players, man. It is over, man. Tear that sucker apart. And I don't know, like I don't know if I was it was you. I told you this, DC, but I think don't be surprised next year the owner Kraft might even take the general manager spot away from Belichick.
They got to.
You know, um, if you're still lucky, man, he still might be the coach for the Patriots.
Right.
It just, man, like when Tom Brady left, they knew that what they had was basically gone.
Yeah.
But hey, y'all had it for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So y'all won what 6 Super Bowls?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, hey, I mean, you got organizations that can't win one. And yeah, the fact that y'all got 6 in 20 years, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, y'all, it was fun while it lasted, man. Will you ever get there the next 5 years? Nope.
Yep.
I'm sorry. You got the Dolphins and you got the Bills. Good luck with that. And the way it's going, man, the Jets, they might have that number 1 pick or like at least a top 5 pick coming up, you know? But yeah. So yeah, the Patriots have a lot to work on. Now the Raiders, you know, like the Raiders, you know, I was expecting these suckers to win.
No.
But Garoppolo didn't do much. Garoppolo did Garoppolo things. He threw for under 30, 100, 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Basically, what you expect out of him. And, you know, like you said, they didn't need Adams to win this game. The Patriots just roll over, man, and just really just didn't want to even play. Last week they got shut down by the Saints.
Yes. Yeah.
You know? And then and we know the Saints, you know, like are a beatable team, you know, but the fact that you couldn't score anything
at home.
At home. Bro, come on. So yeah, man, so I don't know, man. Like these two organizations right here, they call one's the Patriots and the other one's the Patriots West right here. So I really don't have much to say about this, man. This is just a blah game.
And it looks like Garoppolo got hurt doing Garoppolo things, missing games. It hurt his back. That's why Brian Hoyer. Yeah, that's why Brian Hoyer was coming in there. Man, I don't know, man. It's gonna be the Patriots. I think in the back of Robert Kraft's mind, when the season over, he's gonna go to Belichick and say, "Hey, you can't be the GM no more." And he's hoping that Belichick say, "Well, I'm out."
Oh, okay.
He don't want to just straight up fire Belichick, but he's hoping. I know in the back of his mind, he's hoping that Belichick say, "You know what? If I can't be the GM, I don't want to be the head coach."
Yeah.
And they part ways that way because he ain't gonna just fire him from the coaching.
Yeah.
But I think he's ready for him to go.
Yeah.
But he just know that ain't gonna, in the public eyes, be the right thing to do. But business wise, it probably is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, go get a fresh start somewhere else, which is gonna be very difficult. Guys don't want to play for guys like Belichick anymore. It's hard to play for those guys when you're losing. It's like I said last week. It's rah rah, ha ha, he. When you win in them Super Bowls, he can talk to you how he want to talk to you. But now, when he come in the locker room and that speech he been giving for 25 years, it don't work when you 1-5. It just doesn't. You know, guys in the corner on their phone doing what they want to do, hoping to get traded or something. You know, I think he's lost the locker room, man. So it's thinking maybe time for a fresh start there. Like I say, the owner, he ain't gonna fire him as the coach. But in the back of his mind, he's hoping when he take the GM duties away, And Belichick to say, you know what, I'm done with it.
Overall, if you had put Belichick and like one of the coaches of all the greatest coaches of all
Yeah.
time, where is he in top five
Oh,
in your book?
he's gonna have to be at least in the 3 range, right? Because of what he's done.
Yeah.
You know, right there, he might beat the best of all time because of what he's done. But that's over. That's over. You know, when he
Mm,
was tied to Tom Brady. Brady showed you what he can do without Belichick.
yeah.
Belichick ain't showed us what he can do
No.
without Brady.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the debate forever. You know, um, Brady versus Belichick. But like I said, it may be the time for him to walk. Just go ahead and walk. Get out of there, man. Go do something else. Enjoy it.
Hey, Patriots fans, it was fun when it lasted,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It was fun when it lasted. All right, man. You got anything else,
I
DC?
think that was it, man, on that one.
All right. Let's go to the next game right here. We have the Cardinals at the Rams. Final score 9-26. Rams took care of business at home. Let's go to some game leaders and let's start off with the Cardinals side of the ball. You got Dobbs. He threw for 41, completed 21, 235 yards, 1 touchdown. Top rusher was also Dobbs with 7 carries for 47 yards. Top receiver was Wilson. Who? 3 catches, 62 yards. Now let's go to the Rams side of the ball. Stafford, he threw for 24, completed 15 for 226 yards, 1 touchdown. Top receiver was Williams for 20 catches, 158 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, DC, who is Williams?
Man, I don't know where.
I'm surprised it's not.
Kyrie Williams, man. I don't
I'm
know.
surprised it's not a Cup or what's the other Pecco?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like Williams. Who's that?
Puka Nakua. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad, bro. This is Russian.
Russian. Yeah, he's a Russian.
My bad.
Yeah.
20 carries for
Kyrie.
yeah. 20 carries for 158 yards and 1 touchdown.
My goodness.
Have a day. My bad. That's my mistake. I read this wrong. Receiving. There we go.
Yeah.
Cup. 7 catches, 148 yards and 1 touchdown. Have a day, my boy. Basically, the whole Rams team, have a day, man.
Mm-hmm.
No interception from the quarterback. 158 yards for rushing, and your top receiver 148.
Wow.
Good day, Rams on the division opponent.
Yep.
Now to some team stats. Total yardage. Arizona had 345 yards total yardage, while the Rams had 382 turnovers. Arizona had 2. Rams had 1. Time possession, 30 minutes for Arizona, 29 minutes for the Rams. That being said, for this divisional game, this puts Arizona at 1-5, last in their division, and it puts the Rams 3-3 in their division, third place for right now. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Well, Cooper Kupp is back.
Mm.
My God, he looks just like he never left
Yep.
with the catches and the yards. And Matthew Stafford didn't turn it over. Solid game for him, man. Solid game plan for the Rams. And the Rams are gonna be okay. They're gonna contest some people coming up here in the near future. And of course, with the Cardinals, man, the running back was out. They just couldn't establish no type of running game, really, man. But I mean, they tried. Right, the Cardinals, they're not that talented. They've been playing above their heads all year long. And shout out to the coaching staff to be able to get those guys up every week like that. You know, they beat the Cowboys a few weeks back, but almost all their games have been real competitive.
Yeah.
And so the future's probably pretty bright for them once they figure out their quarterback situation.
Yeah, man.
If they're gonna move on from him, or if they're gonna bring in a youngster, or what they're gonna do. But the future's bright for the Cardinals, man. And Matthew Stafford and his receiving core came in and did what they did. And I ain't got much else on that one, Fredo.
No. Right here, like this was a game that was expected to happen the way we thought it was.
Yeah.
The Rams came and played great ball. The offense took care of business, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Only gave 3 field goals for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. They didn't allow them to be even close to the end zone. But that's a good one right there. Cup, impressive win, and yeah, man, that's good for them right there. All right, let's go on to the next one right here, man. Wasn't expecting too much out of this game, really. Let's go to the Eagles and the Jets. What a disappointing game. But I'm pretty sure my boy Jerron's happy about this game right here. All right, let's go to we have the Eagles at the Jets. Final score 14-20. Jets win this game. Yes, you heard me right. Jets win this game. I did not fuck this one up. Jets won this game. And I can promise you that. Eagles. Let's go to some game leaders and the Eagles side of the ball. Hurts. He threw for 45, completed 28, 280 yards, 1 touchdown. DC, but 3 interceptions, man. What is going on? That's unheard of. Top rusher was also Hurts for 8 carries, 47 yards, and 1 touchdown. Your top receiver, pretty sure he wasn't mad at this one, was A.J. Brown, 7 catches, 131 yards. Now to the Jets side of the ball. Wilson, he threw for 33, completed 19, 186 yards total. And your top rusher from the Jets was Breece Hall, 12 carries, 39 yards, and 1 touchdown. The top receiver was Wilson with 8 catches, 90 yards. Let's go to team stats. Total yardage, 348 for the Eagles, 244 for the Jets. Turnovers, Eagles have 4 in total, while the Jets had 0. DC, 0 turnovers. Total time of possession, 30 minutes for the Eagles, 29 for the Jets. That being said, that puts the Jets at 3-3, third in their division, and this puts the Eagles at 5-1, still holding that number 1 spot, no matter if Dallas wins or not today. DC, are you shocked on this game, and tell me why?
Yes, I'm shocked. Definitely with the 3 interceptions from Hurts. Eagles tried to get fancy with this one, and it came back to bite them. There's no reason for Hurts to be throwing the ball 45 times. Come on, guys. You have beat teams all year by running the ball. You normally have a total running 150, 170 a week. And this week you show up with 80? Really? That's not your game.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's because of the Jets front was just that good, but your offensive line is as equally as talented as that defensive line.
Yep.
So I don't get it why Hurts is throwing 45 times. I don't know if those are play calls from the coach or if that was stuff that Hurts was changing the play calls. But man, hats off to the Jets. But Eagles, man, y'all got to go back to what y'all was doing. This ain't gonna get it cut. This ain't gonna get it done, man, at all. If other teams look at this film and go back and be like, well, this is what we need. We need to put them in a position to make Hurts throw the ball more, and we get a chance. Because this game plan was no good at all. And Zach Wilson, man, you took 5 sacks, but you didn't turn the ball over. That was huge, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was huge right there, man. You didn't put up much yardage, but you spread the ball around pretty good. But 0 turnovers is what won the game for you, man. It really was, man. And good win for the Jets. That's a huge win for them.
At home.
Yeah, big win for them. But Philly, back to the drawing board and do what you always do: run the ball.
DC, let me give you this stat real quick, man. Besides Hurts, you know how much yardage Swift got, man?
What's that?
18, bro.
See, no. They
Gainwell, 13.
Like no, they can't win like that. No.
Swift only had 10 carries, man.
Yep.
Gainwell only 2.
Yep.
What is going on? Total rushing yardage, 80, man.
Yeah. No.
You're not going to win like that.
No, that team definitely not.
I mean, come on. Zach Wilson, this man's guaranteed to throw 2 interceptions each game. The fact that your defense cannot get an interception or force a fumble from this guy, unacceptable, man.
Yeah.
The way that you lose to this team right here, which game was worse, DC? The Browns and Niners or the Eagles and the Jets?
Man, they were...
At least the Niners have an excuse that they lost their running back and the receiver.
Lost 2 key players. But
the Eagles.
They had their whole team. Other than Jalen Carter wasn't on defense, but man, there's no way you should have lost this game, Philly. I don't know if you went in there and overlooked them or you went in there and tried to get cute or what happened, but that's not your normal game plan, Philly.
The only way Jerron can be more excited about this if the Cowboys win today.
That's the key.
That is the key, because I can tell you this right now, Eagles fans, be disappointed in this loss.
Yes, they should be.
Be very disappointed. Eagles, Hurts. Come on, man.
Yep. Yep.
The Jets,
Yep.
Zach Wilson, this
Yeah.
guy. Come on.
No way.
The Eagles beat themselves in this team. And I'm sorry, I guess in this game right here, the Jets should never had a chance, man. But you gave them the chance, and guess what, man?
Yep.
In the fourth quarter, they put 12 points on y'all. And the second half, you know what the Eagles did? 0 points.
Yeah.
0 points.
Woo. They got some film to go watch and learn from. Don't do this again.
Be very disappointed.
Yeah.
DC, it like this week 6 has been very up and down and backwards.
Yeah.
Front and back, man.
And it was a back and forth game, man.
It shouldn't be back and forth.
Right.
Should be straightforward. Right. Eagles dominate this team like the Dolphins handled the Panthers.
Yep. I thought the Eagles were going to come back at the end, but they stopped them. You know, the Jets went down there and scored with like a minute and 45 seconds to go in the game. I was like, I'm not worried about this. The Eagles are going to move down the field. Nope. Didn't happen.
DC,
did not happen.
If they would have won by 3 points or by 6 points, I would still shame on you for even being that close. Yeah. Shame on you, man.
That was rough.
DC, you got anything more in this game, man? I was like, oh.
No, man.
I was waiting to talk this one and about the 49ers loss, man.
No, man. You know, it's like you said, it's an opportunity for the Cowboys to get closer. You know, that's going to be a big help if the Cowboys can pull off a victory today.
Yep. Which I think the Cowboys going to win today. I picked the Cowboys to win today. All right, let's go to the next game. DC, now let's see if you have something else. No. We have the Lions at the Buccaneers. Lions go on the road to beat the Buccaneers and take care of business, man. I love the uniforms that the Buccaneers had, the creamsicles. Classic. I love that logo they had in the middle of the field. I'm a big fan of that of those uniforms. But that being said, let's go to some game leaders real quick. Let's go to the Lions side of the ball. Goff, he threw for 44, completed 30, 353 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now that's how you play a game. Right there with 2 touchdowns, man. Have a day, Goff. Top rusher was Reynolds for 10 carries, 15 yards. The running game wasn't there, but then again, it's the Buccaneers, so you don't have to do much. The top receiver was St. Brown with 12 catches, 124 yards and 1 touchdown. Have a day, my boy. Have a day. Let's go to the Buccaneers side of the ball. Mayfield. He threw for 37, completed 19, 206 yards, 1 interception. What do you expect? And then your top rusher was White for 7 carries, 26 yards. And your top receiver was Godwin with 6 catches, 77 yards. That being said, it goes to some team stats. Overall yardage, the Lions had 380, while the Buccaneers had 251. Turnovers, the Lions had 0, Buccaneers had 1. Time of possession. Lions were 36 minutes. Wow, the Buccaneers had 23. That puts the Buccaneers at 3-2, still holding that number 1 spot in their division. And this puts the Lions at 5-1, holding down their spot in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
What a game, Jerry Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
Big for the Lions. Big. 5-1, moving right along, doing things that they're supposed to be doing. And, of course, Tampa, Baker Mayfield, there he is. There's that guy I've been wanting to see. He knew it was just a matter of time. Man, this Lions team, they seem to be more and more impressive every week, Fredo.
Yeah, man.
You know, and Jared Goff is just moving right along. I think that's what the team needed when they got him, man. And the head coach, Dan Campbell, doing an awesome job, man.
Yeah.
And they just got the young receiver back, Williamson. So these guys going forward, man, they're gonna be a tough out from this point on. I mean, the way they rolling, I mean, they gonna be up there. I don't know who's gonna be, but they might push the Eagles and the Niners for that number 1 spot. So now they all got 1 loss.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So, man, it's gonna be interesting going forward. The way things are shaking up, they probably got the easiest division the way it looks now.
Yeah,
they have a Green Bay, Chicago, and Minnesota. So they may get the top seed, Fredo, going forward. And they do it. I don't think they still get to the Super Bowl, but they got a shot.
So what are you talking about?
Them They got a shot for getting the number 1 overall seed in the NFC.
Mm.
So, in getting that first week bye. But if they can hold this up, Jared Goff, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't get fancy. Get your guys healthy. Detroit's going to be a tough out, man,
Yeah.
because they've bought into what the head coach is selling. Dan Campbell, when he came in, people made fun of his introduction speech about biting kneecaps and all that stuff, but
It worked.
it worked.
It worked.
It spread throughout the locker room, and the guys are playing hard for him.
Sometimes you need a little bit crazy.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes you do. So I'm looking forward to this Detroit team going forward, man. It's a fun team to watch.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And the thing about it, they got a very energized coach.
Yeah.
And like he made some changes in the offseason. He got a new defensive coordinator.
Mhm.
Oh, was it the offensive coordinator? No, new defensive coordinator. He got a new one coming in, and it's paying out, man. The only allowed was it 6 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, hey, good changes. Buccaneers, man. We said that there's gonna be a wholesale with the Buccaneers and the Broncos.
Yes.
So we'll see what the Buccaneers can get for the wide receivers, man. Well, I'm talking about Evans and Godwin.
Mhm.
And man, maybe some defensive players in there in the mix as well.
You never know.
You never know. But DC, you got anything else
That's it,
on that game? All right, let's go to the next game right here. This is Sunday Night Football. A pretty boring game right here, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we expected what we expected. The Battle of New York State. We have the Giants at the Bills. Final score 9-14. Bills take care of business at home. Real quick, let's go to some game leaders. Tyrod Taylor, bro. He threw for 36, completed 24, 200 yards even. Your top rusher was Barkley with 24 carries, 93 yards. Top receiver was Slayton for 4 catches, 69 yards. Now to the Bills side of the ball, Allen. He threw for 30, completed 19, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 interception. Finally, the running game showed up with Cook, 14 carries, 71 yards, and your top receiver was Diggs for 10 catches, 100 yards, man. Have a day, man. That being said, let's go to some team stats. Total yardage, the Giants had 317, while the Bills had 297. Turnovers, the Giants had 0, but the Bills had 2. You got to clean that up. And then the Giants had time of possession, 31 minutes, while the Bills had 28. That being said, that puts the Bills at 4-12, second in their division. That puts the Giants 1-5, last in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh, man. The New York Giants gift wrapped at the Bills to win.
They did.
They went to the fourth quarter. It was 9-0.
Yep.
And they could not. They could not pull this off. Right before halftime, they had no time at the Giants. They inside the 5, no timeouts, with like about 30 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
They run a run play. And then they can't get back in formation before the clock runs out. So they could at least kick the field goal.
Yeah.
But when you're that close, you need to throw the ball. If you don't have timeouts, you need to do something that's going to stop the clock. That's another 3 points that they should have definitely had. Josh Allen, man, 169 yards against the Giants?
Yep.
You got to do better. And,
And
100 of it was to Diggs. And 1 interception. There goes the turnover. And that one of them touchdowns he threw, it should have been picked off. He threw it in the triple coverage. I don't know how they got caught that ball.
Yeah.
But this is why I don't believe in the Buffalo Bills, man. This game right here,
Proves you
gift wrapped it from the Giants. Bills didn't win it.
Yeah.
The Giants gave them this one right here.
Yeah.
They let them off the hook in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So if I'm a Buffalo fan, I would have some concern. I don't know exactly where to start with it, but I would have some concern. I don't know if they got to do something to get the offense up. I know they had a big game against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And I guess that was like their homecoming or something. But ever since then, they came back the next week and they lost to Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? So now you barely slide by the Giants.
Yeah.
So guess what? You need to go look in the mirror and figure out what's going on, Buffalo, because that's why I don't trust them. That's why I'm out on Buffalo, man.
You know what?
Like this.
You know what you see in the beginning of the season when you said that, man. I was kind of like looking like,
Yeah.
like what? You don't like the Bills, but I can see what you're saying now. They're not consistent.
Nope.
You don't know what Bills team you're gonna have. The Bills team that is gonna put up 30 plus points on you, or the Bills team that's struggling with against opponents
Yeah.
that have no business for them to even have a chance in the game.
Mhm.
It's a miracle that you let them, you know, put have the whole game
Right.
except for the last quarter.
Yeah.
14, 14 points against the
Yeah,
Giants.
that should have been the first half at least. You know, they went
Jeez,
3
man.
scoreless quarters. How many games they gonna win? 3 scoreless quarters, Fredo. And that's what it looks like.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. If you do that one with Miami, you're gonna lose.
No. If you do that against Miami, Tua gonna be over there in flip flops and tank top. If you go scoreless through 3 quarters, because they're gonna be able to drop 50 on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you're at home, man. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's like, like,
It's a win, but the fans can't be excited about it. It's a win. That's about it.
hey, man, if I was the fans for the first half, man, I'd be throwing snowballs out
You
there.
know it.
I'd be throwing my
You
beer
know it.
over there. But luckily, I don't drink beer, and I think that's just too expensive. But yeah, man, it was an ugly win, man. You should have put more on these guys, man. But it is what it is, I guess, man. DC, you got anything else more in this game? All right, DC. All right, before we go to our pick 'em for week 7.
So you got the Cowboys tonight, right?
So today I got the Cowboys. I feel it's gonna be a home field advantage for the Cowboys. We know in LA and especially in Cali, man, there's a lot of Cowboys fans out there. Hell, man, that's what they do their preseason. I'm sorry, the preseason over there. They just have fans out there like that they can afford to go over there, and they know they can fill up their stadiums and the opposing team. Man, come on now. What other team can do that, man?
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So yeah, man, I got the Cowboys today to win, even though the what was it, like the Cowboys only fair about like what 4.5 points or 3.5?
I'm looking at one. It's down to 1.5 now.
1.5?
Yes. It's down to 1. Dallas 1.5. Now it's dropping. Yeah.
Really?
So that means people are betting on the Chargers, evidently.
Who you got today, DC?
Man, I've been going back and forth on this one, Fredo. I'm just scared Brandon Staley gonna mess it up. Because I know Killing Moore, the OC,
Revenge game.
yeah, he gonna want to get back at him.
Yeah.
He may have a chance to because he's got the weapons to do it.
Yeah.
For the receivers and stuff. But I think the head coach gonna get in the way. The Cowboys gonna put it out, man. It's gonna be a good one. It should be a good one tonight.
Yeah.
Should be some points put up.
What's it called? So according right here for the to see who the match predicament is, they're saying that the Chargers got a 55% chance to win this one.
Wow.
I want to turn those around. I'll say the Cowboys win this one. I think that these last 2 losses the Cowboys have had, they're gonna take it on the Chargers, man.
Yep. Brandon Staley gonna throw it off tonight.
Yeah. And like you said that you don't trust the head coach of the Chargers. Have a talented team, but don't know what to do with that team. But yeah, man. So right now, yeah, man. So I'm seeing right here the line now for Dallas is 1.5. So they're assuming that the only goal scored just a field goal to win. I think it's gonna be a 7-point game right here. So I got the Cowboys on this one. DC. So let's wrap up week 6, man. You got any thoughts and concerns or what happened on week 6, man?
I'm concerned about the Eagles, the way they played. That's real concern. I don't know why they went away from the bread maker.
Yeah.
But as a team on the other side of the field, and the Jets, they got a solid defense. And
yeah.
They put together evidently a decent game plan to pull that off. But Atlanta, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen down there with the quarterback situation. If they're going to keep Roland Ritter out there, or if they're going to bring in Tyler Heineke. If they really trying to win this year, or what they trying to do in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because the head coach, he need to be pulling all the tricks he can to keep his job. Because that's just one of those jobs, like we talked about, very talented team.
Yeah.
It's just got to have that head coach to drive them, to get them to the right spot. But Cincinnati Bengals, still looking stagnant on offense. I'm waiting to see that pick up. Because, you're in a division now. The Browns just gift wrapped it by the $40 win. So, and I'm not sure if the Bengals, I think they got to play the 49ers too.
Who's that?
I think Cincinnati going to end up playing the 49ers. I think that those two divisions, I'm not sure. Those two divisions may play each other. I think that division plays the 49ers division, and if it is, that's gonna be a even bigger win for Cleveland.
Let me
Yeah,
let,
because they played the Rams already. Yeah, Cincinnati played the Rams the other week, so I'm thinking they may play that whole division.
so the 49ers next opponents are the Vikings, the Bengals,
See, yeah, they play the
the
Bengals in 2
Bengals.
weeks. Yeah,
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be another big game.
yeah.
Yeah, that offense still sputtering like that. They may be in trouble if Debo and McCaffrey's back.
Mm,
Yeah, they're gonna be in big trouble.
yeah.
But right now, the only and of course Buffalo. Like I said, I don't believe in them. And I see that Josh Allen will have some shoulder problems. Uh, but those are my concern teams right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting to see if this trade deadline coming up. I'm just waiting to see who get dealt and
Mm.
how much action there really is.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, because I know it's coming. I
Yeah.
know the phone calls are being made. They're just trying to work out all the bottom line stuff. But I'm really looking forward to that and see if Anthony Richardson, if he's going to only be out 4 weeks or he decides to go and end his season with the surgery.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a huge topic going forward too. As far as where they finish up in the season and the draft pick situation and all that, they may have some guys they may want to move on from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm waiting for it, Fredo. I'm waiting for it to light up.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
Well, yeah, what's up, DC? All right, so you want to move on to week 7 with the picks?
Let's go.
All right, we have right here, man. We have the Jaguars at the Saints. This is the Thursday night game in the Superdome. The Saints are favored to win this one by 2.5 points.
Give me the Saints.
Yeah, give me the Saints too.
Saints, yep.
Yeah, I think the Saints got a little bit frustrated. Short week for them.
Yep.
And the Jags, so we'll see what's up. Next game we have the Raiders at the Bears. Vegas is favored to win this one by 3 points.
Give me Vegas, man. Give me Vegas, man.
Yeah. Then we have the Colts at the Browns. I'm sorry, the Browns at the Colts.
Uh-huh.
Browns are favored to win this one by 2 points. I'll take the Browns.
Yeah, give me the Browns.
Yeah. And then we have the Bills at the Patriots. Bills are favored to win this one by 9.5 points. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Give me the Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills.
And then we have the Commanders at the Giants. The Commanders are favored to win this one by 2 points. Yeah, I'll take that.
Woo.
Give me the Commanders.
Yes, yeah. I guess. Yeah, give me the Giants, man.
Oh, you want the Giants?
I'm gonna take the Giants.
Okay. The Falcons at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are favored to win this one by 2.5. Man, to me this is a toss up, man.
Yeah, this should have been pick 'em.
I'll take the Buccaneers because they're at home.
Definitely give me the home team.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one should be a good game right here, man. The Lions at the Ravens, but the Ravens are favored to win this one by 3 points. I disagree with that. Give me the Lions.
Oh yeah, give me that Detroit.
Yeah.
Yes, give me the Lions on that one.
Oh yeah, because you don't know what Raven teams you're gonna get.
Exactly right.
Then you have the Steelers at the Rams. Rams are favored to win this one by 3 points. You know what? And I'll take that, man. Give me the Rams. Rams on fire right now.
They are. Steelers coming off a bye. They should get Deontay Johnson back this week also. Man, let me get the Steelers for the upset, man.
Yeah.
Let me get the Steelers going there and take that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have the Cardinals at the Seahawks. Seahawks are favored to win this one by 8 points, and I'll take that. Give me the Seahawks,
Yeah,
man.
give me the Seahawks. If they play like they did last week, it ain't gonna be no 8.
Yeah.
Man.
Now we have the Packers at the Broncos. I don't know how to feel about this one. But the Packers are favored to win this one by 1 point.
On the road.
On the road, man. So they're giving no hope for the Broncos whatsoever.
My goodness.
You know what? Give me the Broncos, man. I feel like the Broncos got to win this one, man.
I ain't trusting no damn Broncos.
Man,
I'm done with it. Give me the Packers, man. Give me the
Hey,
Packers.
DC,
man.
we got to ride,
That's
man.
right, yeah.
Let's ride. Oh, man. All right. Now we have the Chargers at the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored to win this one by 5.5 points, and I'll take the Chiefs all day on this one.
Yeah. Yep, Chargers don't lose tonight. There's going to be back-to-back L's for you.
Talk about a Sunday night game on this one, DC.
Boy. Oh, boy.
Dolphins at the Eagles.
Oh,
Both
boy.
teams are 5-1, and Philly is favored to win this one by 2 points. But you know what? Give me the Dolphins on the road with the upset.
Ooh, Fredo.
Cause now, I mind you, man,
It should be good.
this should be a good game,
It
man.
should be good.
We should get together.
Give me the Dolphins, man. This should be good. This one should be good. Give me the Dolphins, man.
Yeah,
To go into Philly. It's gonna be
yeah. I'll tell you, yeah.
them receivers, man. I'm them
And
receivers,
and,
man.
and by any chance, if you care about the weather, clear skies, 62 degrees at Philly.
Yeah. Give me the Philly.
All right.
It should be. I'm expecting a high scoring affair.
So you got Philly on this one?
Give me the Dolphins. I'm sorry.
Dolphins.
No, give me the
Okay.
Dolphins. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I got the Dolphins as well. Now with the Monday night game right here, this one's gonna be. We're gonna see who comes back in this game, DC. But it's the Niners at the Vikings. But the Niners are still favored to win this game by 7 points. Yeah, no matter what, man, give me the 49ers.
Yeah, they should have moved this game out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
that Detroit game over there.
Yeah.
Detroit and the Ravens.
Yes. Or they could put the
Eagles, Dolphins,
the Chiefs, and the
that'd have been a lot better than that. What we gonna get there? So
Yeah.
give me the Niners.
Yeah, absolutely.
They may sit McCaffrey anyway on this one. Him and Debo play this game. They don't need him for this one.
Yeah. So the teams on bye week are the Bengals, Cowboys, Titans, Jets, Panthers, and the Texans.
Woo!
Yep.
All you fantasy people, I hope you got your lineups right because it's gonna be a rough one.
You said
with 7 teams out.
you said when you drafted your team, you don't care
That's
about
right.
the bye weeks, but we'll see about this because
we're gonna find
you
out.
have 1, 2, you have 3 teams out of the 6 right here that have potential good players.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, so we'll see what's up. But yeah, DC, that right there concludes our week 7 picks right there. So week 7 games, man. Like, so which one are you most excited about?
That Dolphins.
Yeah.
And then the Ravens game.
Eagles.
It's really a bad slate this week. Those are the 2 games that stand out. But of course, when you got 6 or 7 teams on bye, you'll have that sometimes. But I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That Miami game, Miami and Philly. I can't wait.
I hope it's a high scoring game and not like a low scoring game.
Yeah.
Because you have 2 offenses that can put easily 28 points.
Easy,
man. So
yeah, we've seen them do it in 1 quarter, 21. You know, we've seen the Dolphins just do that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm excited for week 7. Well, at least for these 2 games right here, man. But yeah, DC. But besides that, man, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it, Fredo.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, well, let's close up this episode for today. All right, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do so, man. Show us the love and the appreciation that we do right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do this for y'all, we love to talk about football and we like to share our opinions and thoughts with y'all. But yeah, if you can help us subscribe and share this platform with us, hey, that'd be much appreciated. But till next time, see y'all next week. And DC, see you next week, my boy.
All right, later, man.
All right, later.